And we're coming early.
We are live 1 minute early for all 0 of you who are currently watching right now. I can see the stats.
Yes.
Welcome back.
This is
to
for you.
This is for you. Well, also for us because we're fundraising. We will get to that in a minute. We are back with our second installment of our May live stream series. I am Taylor Niebel. I am one part of the 2-part Spruce Miles. We got my partner in crime back here, Bradley Freyu. We are starting a new music project where we are promoting mental health awareness and raising funds for local Houston mental health charities. And that is the reason for this live stream. And today we are joined by none other than the Jay Bee Zay. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Anytime. If you want to come over and have some whiskey or something just because.
Absolutely.
You're welcome to.
Yeah. It's like you had that whole bar up there. And I was just like, I want to be on every live stream.
We'll have a live stream every night this week with Jay Bee Zay.
Is this going to be us? Yeah, is this going to be sitting us like getting drunk?
I ain't scared.
I'm going to drink it whether you're here or not, so.
I like the part where we talked about whiskey. Wow, whiskey. And
Whiskey.
You both took a simultaneous drink.
Yeah.
I think on the screen.
Like that subconscious.
Yeah. Oh, whiskey.
alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I forgot to drink my whiskey.
And then we had that dead space because I didn't say anything while y'all were drinking. So.
Yeah, that was awkward, Brad. That's on you.
Get it together, man.
I know, dude. I know. I really got to work on my shit.
No, but thanks so much for joining us. We are fundraising for the National Alliance on Mental Illness here in the greater Houston area. We're also fundraising for our own personal project. The first $4,000 are going to be split 50-50 for our project and for them as well. And we're going to show a video here later that kind of explains a little bit more in depth of what we're trying to accomplish with the music that we're writing, as well as what we're trying to accomplish with this fundraiser. So keep your eyes peeled for that here in the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and post into the chat, not in the Instagram chat. I don't have access to that right now, unfortunately, but Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, I'm going to post the link to our fundraiser in the chat. But other than that, we got Jay Bee Zay here today. The first question I have for you is what's your name? Is that your real name? Is that a stage name?
No.
I hope it's a story because I've been wondering since I met you, dog.
Well, no. Okay, so my real name is Jonathan Brown, and people think because I go by Jay Bee Zay that I'm embarrassed by my name and I'm like it's like super secretive. But honestly, it was a nickname my best friend gave me in junior high.
I knew it was going to be a fucking story like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously the JB part is
Right.
Jonathan Brown.
Right.
And I don't know where the Zay came
It's
from.
because that was the time. That was
Yeah.
the time. I had a friend named Madonna, and they called her Madizzle.
Yeah.
It was just the
Yeah.
time.
So, I used to play basketball a lot. And he would just be like, JB Zay for she Zay my knee Zay. And I'm like, what are you
saying?
Are you like a cartoon character? But when Facebook came out, I didn't want people to find me from my high school because I did not like high school at all. And when they allowed you to change your name, I changed it to Jay Bee Zay, and it's just been like that for like since Facebook started. And this was like way before I started playing music and even thought of having a stage name. And then, you know, obviously Facebook blew up. I started doing like music and open mics, and people are like, "Oh, let's be friends on Facebook. What's your name?" I'm like, Jay Bee Zay, and they're like, "Really? No. What's your name?" I was like, I mean, that's not my name, but that's what it is on Facebook.
Right.
So it just became a thing, and then once you know my music started picking up, I was like, well, I'm just gonna roll with it, and so it's my stage name now.
Just stuck to you. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
So, I mean, I think it's a stupid name, but
hey,
people don't forget it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really catchy, and once you know how to spell it, like it's not something that you're gonna forget.
Yeah.
Ever.
So I was
It
like,
works.
I unintentionally had good marketing.
I like great when that happens.
I've had so many people like try to call me a stupid fucking nickname, and they never stick. And I think it's because I'm not cool enough. Like legit, I think I'm just
You're
not.
pretty cool, man. You're
But
pretty cool.
I do want to unpack something that you mentioned earlier.
Me calling you by a different name every time.
We can talk about that later. But no, I was referring to Jay Bee Zay said something about he didn't like high school, and everyone I know loved high school. What?
Oh,
That was a joke. Everyone fucking hates high school.
well, I grew up in a small town. I grew up in Dickinson.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
I grew up in the burbs, and I just hated that small town
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
and like everybody knowing you and stuff like that. And there's just nothing to do out there. But I was really skinny, bad acne, braces, just like awkwardly, like, I don't know, like I hit that growth spurt. And so I was just like really thin.
Right.
And I didn't like start filling in until I was like 19, 20. So
I still haven't. So.
I got teased a lot, you know.
Filled in for you, Brad.
Yeah, so I didn't want to be found. So that's why I went with Jay Bee Zay. Now it is exactly how you can find me.
Yeah. That's kind of ironic.
You Google Jay Bee Zay, and it's like 3 pages of just like my stuff.
That's tight.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I like unintentionally did like really good marketing for myself.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
So when Brad and I we picked the name for our group, Spruce Miles. My dad was actually asking me today. He's like, "Hey, where the hell did Spruce Miles come from?" And I was like, "Well, we kind of wanted it to sound like one person originally. We wanted to market ourselves as like this kind of, I guess, little mysterious, like one person kind of group or band or something that could fit in. The vibe that we wanted to go with originally was like John Legend, like classy bourbon, but with like a working man class and flannel or something. But crap evolved since that, like so much. We're not even doing that. Now it's like all about mental health, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. This stuff has changed so much. So the Spruce Miles may not necessarily be what we thought it was in the beginning. That's what we've gone with. And but no, that is something that we wanted to do when we were trying to market.
I think it's a cool band name.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I've come across some bands where I'm just like,
why? Yeah.
Why are you calling your? That's like the dumbest. Like,
yeah.
Man, you're really good. You deserve a better name, man.
Yeah, like Fart Face. No one wants to go see a band named Fart Face.
Yeah. I've always wanted to be in a band called Fugly. I think it's amazing, but I think it probably falls into that category to most people.
Yeah, if I saw that on a flyer, I would kind of be like, I don't know if I want to see that band.
Yeah, for sure.
What's pretty funny is, and I feel bad for this guy, is I've learned that there's a guy who's been playing music for like a decade named Miles Blue Spruce.
Oh.
And we're Spruce Miles. And now when you Google like Miles or Spruce or those things together, we're the first query in Google. So I feel bad for that guy.
We had to do it to him. We had to do it to him.
We didn't know we did it to him, but we did it to him. So
shout out to Miles Blue Spruce.
I haven't really listened to any of your music. I apologize, but if you're watching this, I'm
going to check it out. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to be looking for their band, and I'm going to accidentally click on your stuff.
Yeah, I can also guarantee that all of our followers on our live stream right now will also watch your stuff. Well, they will definitely check out your stuff. So no worries there. We got you.
Currently, we have 0 watchers on any platform.
That was the joke.
We might on Instagram. I just can't watch those live.
Yeah, if you're on Instagram, this happened last week. People on Instagram, they were getting all pissy because we weren't responding. We can't see your shit, okay? So either get on another platform or just accept that we can't see what you're saying, and
I'm so sorry that we can't chat back with you on Instagram.
Yeah, that would
if
be
you
fun.
move to Facebook or YouTube, we can interact with you the entire time. I apologize. They make it really hard to restream to Instagram. Plus, if you move to Facebook or YouTube, you're going to get a better, viewing aspect ratio anyways. We got to shrink that shit down to get it onto the screen to fit in the 916. So, all right. Brad, do you have any more questions for Jay Bee Zay? I asked my one, and it was not a great question.
Oh, I had a lot. We met through open mics.
Yes.
Okay, so
the plug and play open mics.
Yeah, I will tell how I met you. Okay, one of the first times I saw you, I think we played a show together at Darwin's.
Yeah, Darwin's.
Didn't really pay it much mind. Then I was doing open mics at Darwin's again because I really like that place.
Yeah.
And
that place is great.
Actually, I'm just gonna fucking tell a story. I'm looking at myself in this camera, and the angle is just I'm really giraffe-y over here. So I'm feeling squirmy. But anyway, I was at I was at Darwin's doing some open mics, and Jay Bee Zay was hosting, and I liked it because the sound was good, and I just like Darwin's, except I can't say that. Anyway, oh man, I heard some shit about them recently. Anyway, I played this one set, and I was really upset because I got there and I was hanging out with my friend, and I got there really early, like an hour early to be at the sign up list because it was packed. It's always packed. Jay Bee Zay's open mics specifically are generally like fucking packed.
Yeah.
And especially Darwin's at that point.
I love it and I hate it because I hate telling people no. Like, well,
Yeah.
they show up and they're like, you can tell that they try to get there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And they have their guitar on their back and they're like, hey man, I just got here. Where's the list? And I was like, dude, it's already full. And
Yeah.
Just the look on their face. And I'm just like, I hate doing that.
Yeah.
But it's awesome that my open mics are full. Like,
yeah. And that's kind of exactly what happened. I had a drink of water. I turned around to throw the cup away, and I turned back around after the trash can.
No.
And the list was fucking full. So I was there at 7 p.m. or something, and I had to play at 1 a.m. I was literally the second to last slot, I believe.
Yeah.
And then, so that's part one of the story. And that's not on Jay. That like, fuck, that line was just long.
There's nothing you can do when it's popular.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just people are lining up.
Well,
people want to get in there.
And I tell people, and you've seen how I do my like sign-in list. Like I have like set times for each person.
Yeah.
And I try to stick to that as close as possible because I know it sucks getting there at 7 and then you're not playing until midnight. Like, I tell people like you can like if you don't live far or if you want to go get something to eat, like I keep the times pretty consistent. So you don't have to sit there if you don't want to.
Right. And I've done that before for sure.
And a lot of my regulars, I have like their number, Instagram.
Yes.
And like I'll text them. I'll be like, hey, just to let you know we're running a little late or a little early. You might want to get here.
That helps too. At the end when I finally played, a guy came up after me. He was so good. And like it kind of hurt a little bit, you know, when you see someone that's just really good. It kind of hurts, but it's kind of like awesome to experience as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mixed feeling.
Yeah. I don't know how it happens every week, but dude, some talent comes out like every week. And I love it, man. Like I'm there from, 6:30 to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
and I
don't know how you do that shit.
I have to set it up and break it down, like all the speakers and stuff.
Oh my God.
But it's like, I can't even complain. Like I have to spend the night at a bar with my friends
darn.
and listen and play music all night.
Well, shit.
Oh, music sucks.
Yeah.
And then all the checks clear, so I get paid to do it too. Like,
most checks.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah. Segue.
Segue into the Baco, the tobacco.
I like that. That's a pun. Fuck. How did he beat me to that, guys?
But yeah, man. I hate booking. I hate it and I love it, but the part I hate about it is getting paid or trying to get all the money, because I feel like owners and like GMs, their eyes get too big for their pockets. So like they're like, yeah, we want to do all the music and all this stuff, and they think like, I bring these artists in and it's just gonna pack out the bar. And I was like, that's not really how it works. Like, especially when you're doing like cover music, like acoustic cover music stuff. I can keep people at the bar, but bringing them in, because I mean, if you're a full-time like professional musician, you're playing like 4 or 5 times a week. And yeah, people are just like, oh, I didn't catch this one show, I can catch them tomorrow.
Too much supply, not enough demand.
Yeah. But it's
tough.
And I have to explain that to like bar owners and GMs. I'm like, I can bring like some people, but my job is to keep the people there who are already there and keep them drinking. Keep them drinking. It's like, instead of like, somebody just coming in, they're like, oh, it's a cool place, and they have one drink and then they leave.
Right.
I see people come in and they're like, oh, live music, and yeah, I'll start a tab, and they'll stay there. I've had people that I've never even met before, and they just stay like the whole 4 hours that I was performing. And it's like, and then as soon as I'm done, they close their tab and they leave. And I was like, I did my job. That's exactly what we're here to do, is to keep people here drinking when they, don't necessarily intend to begin with.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also another part to that I think a lot of people, the GMs and the owners and stuff aren't realizing either, is all those people there, they're probably taking videos if they think it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
They send it to their friends. They're
Yeah.
putting it on social media.
Yeah.
They're sending it, hey guys, check this out. Look at this guy that I'm seeing perform
Yeah.
right now. Look at this girl I see performing right now. They're fucking killing it. Oh, where are you at?
Dude, that's
Oh,
that's
XYZ.
my favorite. That's my favorite part about doing these like cover gigs, because I finish my sets, and then I get on my phone and it's just like all these videos that I'm tagged in on other people's Instagrams. I was like, yeah, I look good.
Yeah.
But it's like I get to like see how people like, it's free promotion,
Yeah, exactly. And that's super nice. I was gonna ask at the beginning of my little tangent about my fucking story. That was kind of the first night I met you, that happened. And then somebody talked shit to me after that guy went, and I just felt like a piece of shit, right? But that was one of the first nights that like I met you, and you own, like, I guess a company, right? Called Plug and Play Music Group?
Yeah, Plug and Play Music Group. So that's why I do all my open mics,
Right.
bookings, and my self-promotion stuff.
And what I was going to ask is how that started.
Okay. So I didn't even want to do open mics. Like, I thought open mics were terrible, awful, just, they suck. And this was like, I think like 7 years ago. I started doing open mics 7 years ago. And I was working at T-Mobile at the time, and they cut my hours in half. Yeah.
Sucks.
So it just like that, like no warning, like we are doing a mass hiring because people were just living off their hourly and they're not actually selling shit. So we're going to make y'all work for your jobs. And I'm like,
That's
yeah, dude, it was rough.
corporate. Man.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, fuck. What do I do? What can I do? And I was like, okay, I know how to play some songs. Like, I just started going bar to bar and like talking to the managers and the bartenders, and like, I'm like, hey, this is what I can do. These are the songs I can sing. Like, what do you think? And I walked into Alley Cat, and the GM, Aurora, shout out to Aurora, amazing woman. She listened to my whole like pitch, and then she's like, that sounds good. I want to do an open mic here though. And I'm just in my head like, fuck,
No.
why? But on the outside, I'm like, I can do that. You're going to pay me, right? Okay, I can do an open mic. And so I go home after that, and I'm like, cool, we set a date, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I've never run an open mic before. So I did like a little T-chart kind of thing, and I'm like writing out what I like about open mics and what I don't like. And there was only one thing I liked about open mics, that I get to play. But the list of shit I hated about open mics was like long. It's like, host it inattentive. You don't know when you're going on. The set times are not equal. Like, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm like,
beautiful. That's
and
beautiful.
I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but I know what not to do.
Right.
So if I just don't do these things, I think it'll be a cool open mic.
Yeah.
And it just kind of transformed into, now I have this like formula on how I run my open mics, and it's just like very seamless and easy. And
Dude, that's super interesting to me, because that is exactly, like, first of all, it's funny that you had that like thought about open mics, and that's what created such a like quality open mic.
yeah,
Because
and I don't like doing like things half-assed. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't like putting my name on something if it's gonna be shit.
Right.
It's like, if I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be good. Like,
yeah.
You put your real name on it and not Jay Bee Zay.
yeah. Oh no, that was Jonathan Brown. That wasn't Jay Bee Zay. He wouldn't do that.
Shit.
But yeah, and I love my open mics. Like,
Yeah.
I look forward to going to every single one of them, and I feel like I got some really solid places that I'm performing and or doing the open mics at.
So I will say I've never been to one of your open mics,
Okay.
but I have been to one of your roundtables. When Brad was playing his solo stuff, and Jay Bee Zay was hosting this roundtable, and I got to say, it's one of the coolest formats I've ever seen. And before I ask him when he's going to bring it back, I'm going to give you just kind of a little idea of what this format was. There's 3 people on stage, 3 solo artists. They've got their instrument and they've got their vocals, and they're all sitting down. And they take turns, one by one. They go through, they play a song, they talk about it, they talk about kind of what inspired them, they talk about themselves, and then they play the song, and then the next person goes. And it's really cool. It lets every single person who's up on stage get their own time in front of the same audience and tell their story. And if for people like me who like to sit and kind of understand the backstory of the music that's going on, it was really fucking cool.
It's also
really cool.
It's also really amazing from an artist perspective, because if you're a small time artist and you don't have fans, you want fans, right?
Yeah.
And how the fuck do you get that? Oh, let's pay for Instagram ads. Well, that doesn't, pan out a lot.
You might get blocked.
Yeah. Our fucking Instagram got deactivated, or what's it called? Disabled.
Our
we can't run
promotions
ads.
are disabled for some reason. I have
I
no
probably
idea.
fucked up. I
We
probably
got-
fucked up.
We got nerfed. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. The point is that you go and like your audience is, I'm going to say the word trapped, but pause, because the people that were there fucking loved the format. So don't think it's a bad thing, even though the connotation sounds bad. They had to stay. Like if you wanted to see the person you came for, you had to wait to the end, because it was every person 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So then you have whoever the other people brought listening to your stuff now, right?
Everybody was attentive.
So everybody fucking wins.
the entire
The
time.
audience gets a way better show. It's more personal.
There's
and
BYOB.
Yeah,
which is
that
a
was
plus.
cool. That
then,
was
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And then also the artists actually get exposure to new people
Right.
who
Yeah, because the
wouldn't have
the
gotten.
people I was bringing on, like I like to mix like seasoned musicians with newer musicians.
Yeah.
So like I was pulling a lot of people from my open mics to give them that opportunity to perform, and some like Alexandria Champion.
Yeah.
You know her.
Yeah.
Like that was her first concert ever. I didn't know that.
Yes.
And and she killed it.
Yes.
She is amazing.
She
She's
is.
Oh,
I met her
just a
through open
natural-
mics as
yeah,
well.
just a natural performer. But like I mixed her with some of these seasoned
Yes.
musicians, and like now she's gonna be like recording her first like EP, and same thing with Blurred Intentions, Gavin.
The little, like the 17-year-old
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He was like, you could see the potential. Like you could just smell it. It was great.
He's killing it right
Yeah.
now. He is killing it right now. And I mixed him with Ben Jarrett, who is
Yes.
like
I saw him.
He records
and
and he's a studio musician. Gavin went and recorded at his studio.
it's awesome.
Like his first single, he recorded with Ben Jarrett.
So
it's
you're
like-
really stirring the pot in the relationship in the Houston
dude, I
music
love
scene.
it. I love seeing it,
Yeah.
and these intimate like concerts. It makes it more inclined for your like close friends and family to come support you,
Right.
and then you're mixing 3 different people's friends and family into one room.
Yeah.
So, and then I do that like intermission, and then everybody like can kind of walk around, go to the bathroom, talk to the artist a little bit, and then we come back and I do like a Q&A on like what they're doing and all that stuff, kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, go into your song. And
I remember that very clearly, because I didn't know what the fuck to say. And I wasn't going to pretend like I had some fucking answer. And
Brad, you killed it that night.
Dude,
he's fucking
that
saying
was
some bullshit.
amazing. Yeah, it got
That's
to
funny.
a point where we couldn't let any more people into the building.
I remember that.
Our friend,
And people were like, what?
we had 2 friends that show up, and I saw them at the door. I was like, oh, sweet. Yeah, hey, what's up? They got turned away. And they're like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me for sure.
They were
I
looking
will.
for you, Brad.
I will take credit for that 100%. And I'm gonna go back because I complimented myself, and I'm gonna insult myself because I will tell you this is one of the moments where, like, I mean, if you know me, you know I'm very fucking punctual. I forget a lot of things. I'm not good at schedules, but I am
you
punctual
were
as
freaking
fuck.
me out, dude. I could like
I
you
know,
weren't
I
answering
know.
your phone.
All right, so
and I was like, I think I messaged you, didn't I?
No,
I
it wasn't
messaged
me.
somebody in your
yeah,
band.
you messaged like all my
I
friends.
was I
was
got
not
on his
even-
Facebook and I was just like,
I was so stressed out. I get
The people that showed up for you, I was like, call him now.
They all
we
did.
missed sound check and we're about to start.
They all fucking did. They all did. And I just don't check my phone before. I'm so stressed
Well, I
before
was
the
getting a little
performance.
concerned too. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was
fair
like,
enough. Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Normally, like somebody sends me a text message if they're going to be late.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
But you were just like
MIA.
radio
and
silence.
it wasn't just a little late. I was a fucking full hour and a half late.
And I think I was freaking out your
Oh
friends
my
and
God.
family too, because they were like, he's
shit.
not answering. I'm like,
shit.
I was there before Brad.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then when Brad got there, he was freaking out. I was like, I missed sound check. I did all this. I was like, it's fine. Take a couple deep breaths.
So what had happened was I legitimately, fully, 100% forgot about sound check, which I don't know how you do, but I did. And then
Oh, he'll plug me up. I don't have to check nothing.
And
do you think
then
the show's-
I was already thinking that I'm like,
show
you know,
starts at 8.
I was
just show
already
up at 8, right?
I was already thinking an hour later, right? I something like that.
Fucking musicians.
I wasn't actually going to show up at 8, but yes, something like that. I think I was going to show up at 7, and then my girlfriend, not blaming her, but
But
you
I'm
know,
blaming
things
her.
things then happened where I was even more late, and I had to eat. So then I fucking stopped and got like some pizza, and then I got there and it was fucking 7:30, and I walked in and like Jay wasn't like mad, but you could tell that
I wasn't happy.
He was like, there was something there,
I was,
you know.
Yeah, I was relieved, but
also like,
I
what the
wasn't
fuck, dude?
I wasn't gonna make the situation any
Yes,
worse. I
yes.
was like, okay, he's here.
Yes, and thank you for that,
Good.
because once I realized how fucking late I was, it was like even worse, because like I said before, performance is so bad for me. Is it like that for you? Do you feel like, what do you think before and after and on stage?
I get really nervous when I'm performing my original stuff.
Yeah,
Like really nervous. But when I do like these cover gigs where I'm playing for like 3-4 hours, like it's like nothing to me. Like, I mean, I love it. It's so much fun, but there's no like risk because
yes,
people already know these songs. I know you're going to like these songs.
Yes.
They're very popular songs. It's just a matter of me singing it well.
that's interesting. I actually had a student last week who wrote her first original song. I
Nice.
love to show it to you.
That's always cool to see.
I would love
'Cause
to hear it.
It's actually for her first original song, and not even just for her first original song. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, she said the opposite. She said, and I kind of believe this, but I think I'm just always nervous.
Yeah.
But she said for her original shit, she didn't care because no one knew how it sounded. Right?
That's
And for
Yes.
for a
Yeah,
cover,
I could see that.
for a cover, they're comparing it to something.
I could see that.
I understand
So,
that
like,
point.
Yeah.
I don't know if I personally understand it, but I can understand the sentiment.
I'm just
Yeah.
bringing it up because it's two very different perspectives and they both make sense to me. But like,
Yeah, and well, in a lot of the songs that I perform, I've been performing for years. So it's like, I guess like when I first started doing it, I was nervous because I didn't know how like people were going to like respond to my style of those songs. And now since I've been doing it for so long, it's just kind of like, yeah, this is how it is. It's
Yeah.
how it's always been. I've gotten a good reaction about it.
right?
I'm not worried about it anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I'm playing my original stuff, they have never heard it. They don't know what it sounds like, which is nerve-wracking for me because I want them to like it.
Yes,
but what
you
if
wanna
they
be your
don't?
best.
But what
You
if they
want
don't
time.
like it? And
Yeah.
it's like you're putting yourself out there, and it's like I feel like if you don't like the song, you don't like me.
Yeah.
Make it real personal.
That is how it feels.
So I hardly ever play my originals like when I'm doing these like cover gigs, unless somebody like, you know, I don't know, requests an original. And it's happened to me at Bobcat Teddy's last month. This guy was like, "Hey man, play like your favorite song that you like to play," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, I mean, you want to hear an original? Like, I have an original that I really like and people like. And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I start playing, and he talks through the entire song.
Classic. Classic.
And then I finish the song, and nobody claps. And I'm like,
Well, that's why I don't do that.
"Well, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Today is gonna be." And people are like, "Yes!"
That's
And you're like, come on,
what a bad experience.
me, not
I don't think
Oasis.
it was kind of slow, and I don't think he did it intentionally. Like that's why I'm like
Yeah.
in those settings, it's a gamble. You could be listened to, or you could just be background music
Yeah.
where people were just talking and it's fine, whatever. I get paid either way.
Yeah. That's true.
But it can be cool. Like people like I've had some like cover gigs where people just get into it,
Yeah.
like, and they love it, and like, yeah.
And
that's
it
a
just
good
takes
feeling.
one person though, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if one person comes up to you and like, hey man, that's a great job, really enjoyed it. Or if you see one person at the front of the stage just kind of like getting into it,
Yes.
like that makes the whole night, right?
It does. It does.
It doesn't take a whole crowd to just, get pumped or anything. You've got one person that's into it, you're like, yes.
I will admit to being that guy at 1886 when you did Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah. I love that song.
I was into it, and I really liked. I think towards the bridge you did a different twist on like the song, like your own little spin on it, and that was like when I really felt it. So I definitely was.
And I feel like everybody should do this when you're doing like covers.
Right.
Like make it your own.
Yeah.
Because we've heard the original.
Yeah.
Like
you don't want to
so
hear
many
a
times.
replica.
Exactly. Like I see some of these cover bands.
It's been covered.
And they yeah. and it sounds exactly like the recording, and that's impressive. Good for you, but it's boring.
It's punching a clock, like some.
Yeah. Some
That's
some
not
people,
what we play.
Yeah, some people actually treat it like a job. Like
Yeah.
punch in, punch out, and like
Boring.
I'm only here
You
because
can-
I'm
you
getting
can-
paid.
you can just see like the life leave their eyes.
Yeah.
It's like a
Like
cage-
me when I go to
like a
work on
caged
Mondays.
lion, like-
Let me talk about a fucking monster for a second, and someone which is really cool that I know you know him because I went to y'all's open mic together. Anthony Pitt,
Oh man,
who I was a fan of like fucking 10 years
hardest
ago.
working man in Houston.
That's what I was gonna say. A monster, because I watch his little calendar that he puts out every month. Literally every night, except for like one or two, he's playing somewhere. Sometimes twice in a night. What?
I was
the
about to say
fuck?
he has more shows than there are days in the month.
Yes, for real, 100%. That's
a
not
lot.
that's not
Dude.
hyperbole. That's not an
Like
exaggeration. That
straight
is
up, man.
100%.
He has multiple days where he plays like an early afternoon and then an evening.
Yes.
And he's all over the place
Monster.
too. Like
Kingwood.
He lives in
Fucking-
he lives in Kingwood.
Yes.
And he'll play in Richmond.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like,
That's really close.
yeah. For those who, it's like an hour and a half drive, 2 hour drive.
Yeah, for those of you who may not be in Houston and are watching, which is probably none of you, but
Maybe one person.
Houston is gigantic. I live on the north side of Houston, and it's an hour for me to get to my in-laws on the south side of Houston, but it's also an hour for me to get to my actual parents another hour north, which all of it is still considered like the Houston area.
Yeah.
It's just massive.
If you want to go from North Houston to South Houston or vice versa, and then go back home,
It's not happening.
You may as well go to fucking Austin. 100%. Also, Taylor, do you mind turning me down a little bit? Like my
I mean, I
headphones?
can.
I'd
if
like
you
that
would
too.
like.
He's
You
no,
want?
I'm joking.
Do you want your levels down or just
No, I'm
Brad's?
fine. I'm good.
I just
I'm
want my
good.
headphones down.
Yeah,
I
so
can
like
hear
Houston,
them
like
better.
we're
Thank you.
from Houston, it takes you an hour to get to Houston.
Yeah, exactly. I like
That's
that
a
way
good
to
way
put
to
it.
put it.
Yeah,
It's like you could drive for an hour and still be in Houston.
for sure, for sure.
Going back to looking at originals, I know we've been talking about like covers and originals and stuff. I think this would be a good time to show one of your songs.
Yeah, yeah,
so
absolutely.
right now,
Yeah.
I've got this song, 3 Days to Live, queued up. When was this written and recorded?
So I wrote this, I think back in like 2016, and then we recorded it shortly after that. And so basically, I've tried to kill myself once, and survived it. Glad I did. And I know this is a lot of with like mental health and stuff. So
sure.
I suffer from anxiety and depression, and so when that happened, it was just like a really dark place.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it didn't go through. And just later on, a friend of mine came to me and told me about his suicide attempt, and it just inspired me to write this song, 3 Days to Live, because you get these like suicide songs, and it talks about, successful suicide attempts. You know, people that actually
Right.
kill themselves.
Right.
But nobody talks about the people who survived them. It's like they still, you know, living. They're still dealing with those same problems they had before. So I wanted to kind of touch base on that. And what's cool about the video is all the people in the video are like true stories. Tried to kill themselves, they survived, and they hold up these like kind of cue cards.
Dude, that's awesome.
Of why they tried, and like at the end of the song, it's like a happy ending. Like, I'm glad it didn't go through.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, you know, bring some light to, you know, there are people still struggling with the same issues. Just because they tried and didn't succeed with that attempt doesn't mean
they're struggling.
they're
It's
not,
not
they're
over.
not still struggling with the same, you know, mental issues. And you know, and I know those people don't want to go back to that dark
Right.
place.
Right.
So, you know, that we all find our like ways to cope, you know, and music, that was music for me. So
Yeah.
It is for a lot of people.
like
I feel that.
that was around the time when I started like, after that, I started like really diving into playing guitar and singing, and I grew up singing. So that was always like a fun thing for me. But like once I started playing guitar and singing on top of that, like it just something happened. It just like that happiness, like
Yeah.
that full feeling.
Yeah.
So that's the music video. It's
Okay,
really
awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
backstory, though.
That sounds really powerful. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump here.
Yeah, and
to-
before we jump, we were gonna have Jay Bee Zay perform live right now, but he had a big ass long show last night.
Yeah, you can kind of hear the hoarseness in
Yeah,
my voice.
yeah,
so, and the pollen is
yeah.
killing
Me
me
too.
right now.
Me too.
I'm having a rough time.
But this video is fantastic, and it actually sounds like it's gonna work really, really well.
Oh
so-
yeah.
And also, I didn't know that about you, which is I'm really glad that I know that now.
Yeah, and I wanted to be, you know, open with
Yeah.
about it, and that's another thing.
It's
Like
hard.
once I did this music video, and I brought a lot of people that I didn't even know into the video.
Mm-hmm.
I made a Facebook post about it, and so I got to meet a lot of different people, and I've had people come up to me and they're like, you know, they were really scared to be in this video, and some of them used it
Yes.
as basically like a coming out, like I did try to kill myself.
a way to
kinda
kind
thing.
of grow and try and at least kind of put it behind them a little
And-
bit and understand and make others know that you're not alone. in
Yeah,
going through this.
exactly,
You're not the
exactly.
only one
Yeah.
feeling this.
And you'll see that at the beginning of the video. It does like a statistic of like
Yes. We saw that.
how many like attempts there are, and it's like 1 million, like over 1 million people try to
It's crazy.
kill themselves. Wow. Yeah, and that was just in 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just I wanted to make like a community and let people know like you're not by yourself. We all struggle with this, and you're not the only one that, you know, tried. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
That's
Well,
fantastic.
we're gonna go right into it here.
Cool.
I'm stronger than you. This isn't how it's supposed to end. 5 years gone, 3 days to live. It only takes one act to make this end. Permanent solution to temporary problems. I'm clinging to life. I miss my opportunity to solve them. 5 years gone, 3 days to live. It only takes one act to make this end. Permanent solution to temporary problems. I'm clinging to life. I miss my opportunity to solve them. I miss my opportunity to solve them. I'm glad I missed my opportunity to solve them.
Hey,
There we
we
go.
are now
Welcome
actually
back.
There we go. Yeah.
welcome back.
Welcome
Good
back.
call. Good call.
Thank you, Brad. I actually made that exact same mistake last week.
And I saw it this time, so you're welcome.
Full blown conversation on
We
mute.
did for 10 minutes.
It was about 4 or 5 minutes.
It was better the second time anyway.
We got a text and some messages. They were like, "Hey, we can't hear nothing."
But they were all on Instagram, so we didn't see them.
I unmuted the wrong thing. You know. Thank you, Brad.
I got your back, dude. So,
Evan Blanco says JB is Z man.
hell yeah. He is.
We should really have an air
Oh,
horn queued
man,
up.
like
Why
a
did you
little-
air horn Beethoven? Bum 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 bum. Bam, 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 bam. You did 100%. But yeah,
Probably, yeah.
But no, that was awesome, man.
yeah, fuck
you.
yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
man.
for writing that and just putting it out there. I think that was great, and I think it's informational and may help someone.
Yeah,
who
yeah.
needs
that
it.
was kind of the whole point. And like at the end of the video, like I was telling you, everybody had like their sign of why they
Yeah.
tried, and then like as I'm like walking through, they're dropping it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Fuck
they're
yeah.
like they're dropping
beautiful.
that issue and moving forward.
That's cool. I really I like just knowing your story now. I feel closer to you. You know, it's cool.
I've always felt close to you, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the whiskey talking.
No. I would have come back with a good joke, but I guess it threw me off because I was about to ask some. I was gonna say that I had like 10 questions after watching that. Like, you know, the string instruments. I love the utilization of that. You don't hear that too much in modern music. I don't think. I think they usually use like MIDI shit,
Yeah.
which is electronic music for anyone who's watching that doesn't know what that is. And then also just about how you got all those people involved and how you created that little community, which is amazing. That's kind of what we want to do, which is
Yeah.
amazing that we got to have you here. And then
Yeah, when you said it was going to be like to help raise money for like mental health, I was like, dude, I'm all about that.
That's fucking
like,
awesome.
Get me on there.
Speaking of which, this might be a good time to kind of show our little fundraising video that shows you exactly
yeah.
kind of what we're raising funds for,
Yeah.
what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to cue that up and we'll go to that. And it's about a 3-minute video. It kind of explains a little bit about what Brad and I are doing with our Project Spruce Smiles, what we're raising funds for. And I'm going to post the GoFundMe link here again in the chat. You guys watch this. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes. So let me cue this up and let's go.
fuck you.
We
We want to thank you so much for taking the time to stop by this page to learn more about us and our fundraiser. My name is Taylor, this is Bradley, and together we've created a new music project called Spruce Smiles. The mission of our project is simple. We want to promote mental health awareness and raise funds for mental health charities.
To keep it short, we aim to accomplish our mission by 1. Writing music with related content, and 2. Hosting various fundraising opportunities throughout the year. Research shows that 1 in 5 U.S. adults will have a diagnosable mental health condition within any given year. It also shows that 46% of Americans will meet the criteria for a diagnosable mental health condition at some point in their lifetime.
The odds are that if you haven't experienced mental illness, then someone close to you has. Just like many of you, we either live with mental illnesses ourselves or we have loved ones that do. We are doing this because it is deeply personal to us and we want to make a difference no matter how small it may be. The hope is that by writing music about mental health, it will make it more prevalent in the mainstream and in turn will help remove the stigma surrounding it. It's important that these types of discussions become easier to approach in our personal lives and that people feel free to open up without societal judgment.
Far too often do people feel alone or too afraid to ask for help because of the stigma that our society has placed on mental illness. Far too often do people lack the support structure or resources required to obtain the help that they need. We want to do something about that, and that's where you can help, by donating to this fundraiser.
It is important to know that we are not experts. We are not part of a larger organization with dedicated staff. We are just 2 people learning about this subject each and every day. Because of this, we choose to help by donating money to these organizations with the experts and the means to implement solutions directly into our community. That's why we have selected the Greater Houston National Alliance on Mental Health as the recipients for this fundraiser. They provide free education programs, peer-facilitated support groups, and grassroots advocacy initiatives to help families and individuals better understand the complexities and challenges of living with a mental illness. They also have a peer-run resource center so that the families and individuals can access and find the help that they need.
100% of the funds raised in excess of $4,000 will go directly to NAMI, and 50% of all the funds raised prior to the $4,000 mark will also go to NAMI. For example, if we raise $5,000, then we'll be donating $3,000 to NAMI. You might be wondering where the other $2,000 is going. To be entirely upfront, that portion of the money is going directly to our recording expenses. This is so that we can promote mental health awareness through our music. Unfortunately, recording quality music is expensive, and that's what it costs to record the 6 songs that we have planned. We're not pocketing any of the money raised, and while we would like to give all the money raised here to charity, we also believe that we have an opportunity to make a difference with our music as well.
We ask that if you have the means to share and the willingness to share, that you please donate to this fundraiser. If you aren't able to donate at this time, that's also okay too. We completely understand. You can help our cause simply by learning more about mental health. If you could even take a free education class from NAMI, that would help. You can also support us by sharing our music, mission, and even this fundraiser with others. If you want to find out more about our music and what we are up to on a day-to-day basis, please find us, Spruce Smiles, on Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify, and give us a follow.
And we are back. Thank you for sticking around and watching that video, kind of learning a little bit more about us and what we're trying to do with this project. And what we're raising funds for. I think it's a really good cause. I think what we're trying to do can actually help some people. Even if our music only reaches a couple people, I think it's worth it. But the other funds that we're raising for NAMI is fantastic. I think they help a lot in this community. So please check out our fundraiser. The links are in our chat. If you go to Instagram, the link's in our bio. Last week we raised, I think, we're at like $430 now. $484
Nice.
after one live stream. So let's try and do better this time. We got a goal of 5,000. If we go above that, fantastic. We can give even more than NAMI.
Please, not like more importantly than donating, just share this so that we can reach more people, so that someone who may be in a position to donate or someone who feels more comfortable donating or whatever, can see that this is happening and that we're trying to, do something in the community. That's what we really want. So, please share. And, if you want, donate. That's cool too.
Yeah, that would be much appreciated. Even if you can't donate, like I said in the video, me personally, I'm trying to be a better advocate for mental health. I don't feel like I'm a great advocate. My wife deals with a lot of mental illnesses, and I'm part of the reason for this project for myself is learning more for her and for us together, and understanding more of it. So I want to be better about that. I plan on taking an education class sometime this week. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So
If you're not aware.
that's a pretty good one, Brad. But yeah, so that's our little pitch. That's our little pitch.
If you're not aware.
But now that we've done the little pitch, we can kind of get back into the last 10 minutes talking with Jay Bee Zay. We're probably going to stick around a little more after 8 as long as Jay Bee Zay has nothing going around and wants to stick around. For those on Instagram, your live stream is going to cut off in about 2 minutes. Don't worry, I will restart it here shortly. So if it gets cut off, no worries.
They put you on a time limit?
Yeah, they only let you do an hour on
Instagram is problematic.
That's how you get into Instagram jail now.
Well, we did, so.
I think we're on Instagram jail for something that Brad tried to promote, and I'm not sure what it was.
God, Brad.
I don't know what I did wrong, but I always be doing shit wrong. So whatever, I'm used to it. Man, they just said your advertisement didn't meet Facebook terms and requirements, and they were like, "Fuck you, you can't advertise more at all." And then what's funny is the post that for today, I promoted that, and that's still running because we get like 6 likes every hour for that one.
Huh.
So it's clearly still people are seeing that one, but we're like restricted or something. I think there's some kind of weird thing,
I don't know, man.
glitchy thing going on. Doesn't matter, but we're trying our best to get more people watching and hearing and all that shit.
So when are y'all coming out with some music?
We had our first release on Thursday.
Okay.
So that song is called Lovely.
That's with Attila, right?
Yes, and it also has my buddy from Rogues Among Us, Mark.
Nice.
His voice is amazing. And then this dude that my brother knows from Washington State, his name's Giovanni, and
He's great.
he really knows how to produce and write. So his shit sounds fucking
Not
like,
that Mark
good.
And not that
Attila and Mark are
Attila
amazing too.
They're fantastic. And they start off the track, but Giovanni just really drives it home at the end. It's pretty good.
I can't wait to get
I
on the
think
track.
all 3 of their voices just meld so.
You will.
wait.
You will.
Yeah,
I can't
We're
wait.
gonna have a track here with Jay Bee Zay. Has Brad showed you kind of like the rough demo of what that track is?
I did.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Jay Bee Zay and I had a night after an open mic in the car.
1886.
Splitting a bottle of tequila while we listened to ideas. First of all, his old music, which was awesome to just hear him do so much different shit, and then show him the track that we wanted him on, which was already written at that point, but we're gonna redo in a better way.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
it was cool to see your reaction when you heard me like scream sing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, you can do that? Like,
Yeah. And then the coolest part of the night was the fight. Do you remember the fight?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It
Dude.
sounds like a story time.
So we're like listening to music in the car,
We're just
chatting it
chilling.
up,
We're just chilling.
drinking a little bit of tequila, sipping, nothing like,
Yeah.
we're not chugging or nothing crazy.
No, we were,
And then,
I just wanted to show him some tracks.
yeah.
You wanted to show me that one you wanted me on. And then all of a sudden, this group of people just come, like, floods out of the bar, like, next to my van. And we can't really hear anything.
and it was
like-
perfect because the ground was dry, so there was literally like a dust cloud. too.
yeah. So, like,
You couldn't hear or see anything, but something was happening, you know?
dude, and like people start swinging, and we're just kind of like with our drinks, kind of listening to the music, like.
That's exactly what, yep.
And then a
Before
gun, a gun
television.
got pulled out. Did you remember the gun?
Oh, I remember you told me that. I did not see the gun.
Somebody else grabbed him
Yeah.
before, like he
So-
Before he made a
had
terrible
He had
mistake.
like he was on his way to pull it out, and somebody like grabbed him and like no.
This is
no,
not
no,
the
no,
time.
no, no.
This is not worth
And
it.
then it got broken up very quickly after that, and I was just like, I was like, Brad, did that just happen? Because it was like what 15 seconds.
Oh,
it was fast.
The fastest fight I've ever seen. I've seen
But there were so many-
recess,
there were
playground, 5th grade fights that were longer than that shit.
Yeah, it was just like, dude,
Maybe it
a lot
was-
of,
maybe
lot
it
of
was just
swinging, but then there was a lot of people trying to break it up too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
all
Sounds
the
like they
girlfriends-
knew it was going to escalate a lot
Yeah.
quicker.
They were
it
ready.
Was, it was
They were
on
ready.
its way. Yeah, it was like scary but very entertaining
Oh,
at the
sure,
same time.
for sure.
I was like, we're safe in here, Brad. It's a van.
And I was like,
Don't worry, they can't see us.
can I have some more?
Like, here, let me top you off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was nuts.
It was. Damn. Shortest and hardest fight I've ever seen, I think.
I don't even remember the last time I've been in a fight.
I've never been in a fight.
Really?
Same, and I don't really want to be.
I think
Per
people
se?
see like the beard and the tattoos, and
I think
they're
you're
like,
tough.
I don't want to mess with him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's
Don't
good.
mess with me. I don't want to be messed with.
Yeah. No one does. No one does.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Absolutely. Do you sing at all?
You don't want to hear me sing.
Okay.
You
don't.
do.
You don't want to hear
You
me
do.
try. You don't.
I do want.
It's fun.
I do.
It's not bad. You can hear the ideas for sure.
My problem is, I know when I have an ear, but I have zero control. That's my issue. So when I'm not hitting something, I'm like, I know, I just don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
I think that's a common problem also for anyone listening and for Jay Bee Zay. Taylor has one of the best ears I've ever known. Like,
Dude,
just
what y'all shown me is amazing.
understanding fucking tones. That shit comes natural to him. I had to like learn that shit, you know, and it blows my mind a lot.
Yes, us simple people had to
Yeah,
learn it.
we had to work for our skills.
Yeah, you aren't just naturally gifted.
So Brad and I feel like our skill set really kind of complement each other's.
Yeah.
Because I have no music knowledge at all. I don't have music theory. I don't understand any of that.
No.
I have a decent enough ear. But the way that I learned guitar and doing that was very tone-centered. Like, that's what I thought was, like, the shit. Like, I always had a multi-effects board growing up. Like, even when I started playing guitar, I had a good family friend. They were like, here you go. Here's a multi-effects pedal for your birthday. And I was like, fuck yeah. And it was, like, really,
nice.
really in-depth. So when I listen to it, another thing for me, too, and this is not the same for most people, is when I listen to music, lyrics are the last thing I listen to. Vocals, lyrics, everything. Like my wife, that's the first thing she listens to. She's like, she knows all the lyrics, she knows everything. I get lyrics wrong all the time. I listen to the tones, I listen to the textures, I listen to how things fit together.
I heard somebody say one time that I'm going to interject here and just fucking say it, but someone told me one time that like what you listen to is what you should play. And I really like that, you know? Because I think all of our ears kind of gravitate towards a certain thing.
I will tell you one thing. Like, since I started doing the open mics and doing like the audio production aspect, like live audio production, I don't enjoy concerts like I used to.
Because you know when the sound guy is doing
you
something
can't-
wrong.
Because it's like
You can't love.
oh god, the low end is so
I know.
high, and it's like, why can't I just listen to the song like everyone else? Like, no
Right.
one else is complaining about the sound, and
I have-
I'm in the back of the room just like, oh, dude, turn down the drums.
And you want to, like, you're fighting the urge to go up and knock on the
Yeah.
professional sound guy's shoulder and be like, listen, dude, I don't know if it's like different from like what you're hearing in your headphones or from where you're standing,
And
but
I don't want to be that guy either.
no one does.
No.
You just don't do it. You just let him do the thing.
Well, I did have a friend that was running sound at last concert.
Yeah.
And he actually asked me, he was like, hey man, how's it sound? Because I was like right in the front of the stage. I was like, honestly, everything sounds great, but I can't really hear the lead singer. And he fixed it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That sounds like
sounds
a humble,
great, yeah.
a humble dude.
yeah. But I mean, we know each other though.
Yeah,
Like,
fair enough.
So
Rapport, yeah.
yeah, so he knows I used to run sound at Fitzgerald's, R.I.P. Fitzgerald's.
yeah, I forgot about
So
that.
I used to run sound with him at Fitzgerald's. So he knows I have an ear for live sound and stuff like that. So, but I was not going to say anything unless he asked me.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I guess
It's
my
like, "Hey,
line.
I know you get paid to do this, but
Yeah. My line is, if,
you know who I am.
if it's like something.
Run open mics.
I run open mics.
Yeah.
I know my music.
I made a
No,
post
but-
about Jay Bee Zay one time that was the Whole Foods of open mics. That was my caption. And I thought that was like very clear that like this guy runs fucking badass open mics. It wasn't. No
So
one.
someone thought that was just like really expensive and
There-
only for hipsters.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they fucking thought about that post. So I apologize for that
Thanks
post.
yeah, I got messages about that. No, I'm joking.
Damn, you had me. The expression, like I was like, damn. Oh fuck.
I was like, hey Bradley, how about you not promote me?
I gotta walk it back real quick. Fuck.
Oh, what were you saying?
Oh, I was saying my line for sound is like if it's something that you can't hear, like if the lead vocalist or something that you clearly can't hear, I would say something. If it's like an EQing note that you would do differently, nah. Everybody's got their own taste.
Yeah.
Just, hold back. If the low one's not enough or way too much, they got their thing. They can do it.
Yeah.
But if it's like the lead vocalist you just can't hear, you got an issue.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let them know because they may not know.
You could hear him, and it was like a tribute band to the Talking Heads. Oh, I can't remember.
The heads
name.
have to talk. I mean, how are you gonna
Heads have to talk.
Yeah.
Man. They're amazing. They're from Austin. What is their something? Fireburn or damn it! It was the first time I saw them, and I was like, I don't really listen to the Talking Heads. Never been like much of a fan.
Yeah.
But that band put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and
That's cool.
I'm sorry if you see this, that I don't remember.
Tag yourself.
I can do a quick. Let me do a Google search.
It was like something fire burn or. But yeah, it's a Talking Heads tribute band from Austin.
Heartburn.
Heartburn.
Yeah, because like who's the lead singer? David Byrne. Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're Heartburn. The Talking
Oh,
Heads.
because they
They
love
were
David
they were
Byrne.
so
Oh, that's
good,
cute.
dude. And they have like choreography
Yeah.
and like dude, they'll do like the running thing and like they'll leave stage and let like the band jam and then they come back and they're like doing like the running. Oh man, it was so much fun. And it was like my first concert back from pandemic, like an actual concert. Where,
Right.
Like I've been to like like the solo acoustic shows, but yeah, that was like the first like full band. It was amazing. I loved it.
Dude, I don't see enough cover bands. Cover bands are fun. They are.
They are.
It's just it's
They do really well in Houston.
it's a fun
Yeah,
thing. to
there's
go-
3 genres in Houston. There's country, metal, and cover.
Yeah.
That's not a bad assessment. I'm gonna say
That was gonna land harder, but hey, what's up?
it was just so true. I didn't know
You
what
gotta
to do.
chuckle out of me. You gotta chuckle.
I heard it. I was glad. I'm happy for it.
Do you don't play much covers, do you?
I actually like after going to that Megaton Brewery
Mhm.
with Anthony and you.
Where you
I-
kept dropping the F bomb.
Oh yeah, yeah,
with,
yeah.
with the kids.
Yes,
playing
yes,
games.
I did that. I did that.
The fuck all my
Fuck
friends.
all my friends.
Dude, I love that song.
It's a great song. And,
love that
then
song.
like in the middle of the song, Anthony comes up to him. He's like, "Hey,
Yo.
man, this is like a family friendly environment. You can't say the F word." Like in the middle of the song, so he's like, "Forget all my friends."
So
Like-
what you didn't know is that was kind of staged. It's Hug All My Friends is the clean version, right?
Oh, okay.
And I had already done it, and then I just had to switch, and I pretended it was a mistake. So I just hesitated a second before I fucking went into it, and then
Yeah.
I just said Hug All My Friends,
Yeah.
and then it was fine. But
Brad came
Yeah.
up to me afterward. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" I was like, "Dude, this is like the first open mic I've done here. I didn't know it was for them."
No
Like,
one
you know
told-
me, dude. I cuss like a fucking sailor.
Yeah,
and,
like-
and you don't throw me in a family friendly environment.
I just didn't know.
There's just some things you don't do.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way Anthony did it was exactly how it should have been done. He
Yeah.
immediately walked up to me and just said it and let it be. He wasn't a dick about it. He didn't cut off the mic. He was just like, hey,
Nobody complained.
just so
I
you
didn't,
know.
I didn't even hear about
Yeah.
it. I didn't even hear about it after that.
Was
that's
it an
good.
open
That's
mic?
good. Yes.
It was an open mic. I mean,
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do at an open mic.
Yeah.
People's material is all different.
I do
Everybody-
kind of feel bad because I knew you were gonna sing that song, and if I knew
It's
it
all
was
good.
gonna be like, I saw the kids too.
Yeah.
But like
Okay, what kind of environment was this? At a bar?
It was a
a
brewery.
brewery. But it was like during the day, like early during the day.
The
Yeah.
people there
From 12
are.
to 5.
You literally can't buy anything unless you're 21 up. I understand,
Yeah.
but I also
Oh,
understand. You
I
know
got
what mean?
I got a story. So I got blacklisted from the Rustic
Oh shit.
because
You used to play there a lot.
I did. They were like during like pandemic and stuff, they were hiring me like twice a week at both locations. And dude, I sing mostly the same songs every time I perform like my cover sets. And I was at the big one downtown, and I always like to end my set with "Fuck Her Gently."
Yes.
A good old tenacious
Hey,
D clap.
And somebody complained. It took one person, just one person
my
to
God.
complain, and I got an email the next day, and they're like, "I don't know if you did, I don't know if you knew this, but it's like a family-friendly restaurant." I was like, "You're a fucking restaurant now because of the pandemic. This is
used
a
to be a
venue.
bar."
This is a bar venue. Don't give me that shit." But yeah, it took a Karen to just, and then
Yeah.
One
they
Karen.
never booked me after that.
That sucks.
Well,
And
how many
I even
success-
responded like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," like, you know, like
Professional
very
email,
professionally, like,
yeah.
"I'm so sorry," like,
Won't
I
happen
didn't
again.
know. And
I won't do it again.
but it's funny because I did it.
So
I
many
sang
times.
that song every single time I performed,
How
and
many
they were
times?
booking me like I would say 12 times.
That's a lot of times.
And then I get one complaint, and they're like, "Oh my god!" It's like, you knew it was coming.
Well, 12 plus
I
1 is
just end my sets with
12
that song because
12
it's so
plus-
hilarious.
1 is 13, so that's actually why.
Okay, yeah,
So just so you know.
but yeah, yeah. So,
That's
I'm just impressed you got away with it for 12 times before there was a comment.
dude, everybody loved it. Like,
yeah.
It's a classic.
everybody was
Just
having a
takes
good
one
time.
person.
Yeah, and it took just one person that brought their kids to a bar venue during the day,
Yeah, I don't think that should happen, first of all. I'm offended by that. Maybe you should be banned.
right?
That's what I was saying about breweries. I
Yeah.
understand that some of them can have like a family like type of environment, like relaxed, but the product that you're selling at the end of the day, you have to be older than 21 to consume. Like
Right.
it's just the nature of
Oh,
where you're
I
going.
mean, Megaton's out in Kingwood,
Yeah.
so it's a very like
Suburby.
suburby like
Yeah.
neighborhood. Like, I mean, there's literally neighborhoods around the brewery.
Okay.
So I feel like if they said kids aren't allowed, then nobody would show up.
Right.
I don't think it's a.
Because what, they're gonna get a babysitter
Yeah.
at noon,
Well-
so they could go drink beer.
I think alcohol's a great babysitter.
Yeah, right.
To me, it's not a kid's not allowed thing. It's like they're welcome here, but this is going to be going on.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
whether
so
like it or not.
I think about this a lot because I pass this place. I'm not going to name it because I respect them and I think I would love to go there for an extended period of time in the near future. But there's this specific brewery that they have a bunch of food trucks and they have a big plot of land.
Mm-hmm.
And in the back of the property, there's a playground.
What?
It just makes me laugh every time because I think about
like, all right, kids, go play.
Yeah,
is it for
exactly.
the kids or is it for the
Mommy
drunk
and
adults?
daddy are gonna get drunk now.
that's how it feels. That's how it feels.
We'll join you when we feel like kids again.
So so at 1886 is that's where I do like my Thursday open
Yeah.
mic, and they allow kids because they're open like all day,
Right.
And it's a huge like patio like bar, and bar restaurant, whatever, but but they had to make it a rule at 9:00. If you have kids, you have to leave,
Awesome.
and because what they were saying is like these irresponsible parents were just getting
Hammer.
hanked.
Yeah. Driving their kids.
And they're like, "Hey, let's get in the car, guys!" Like putting them in their car seats and like, "All right, we're going now." I'm like, "Yeah, these man, the surrounding burbs, these like country burbs, man, they're on a different level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't fly in like downtown Houston.
Yeah.
You don't see that. People
At
are
all.
like, people like look at you weird, like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
There's no dogs allowed.
Take your pets home, okay?
It's actually more like dogs are cool, but kids are like.
I know, right? No, bring your
You're not
dog.
wrong.
Bring your dogs. Leave your kids at home.
That's a good
I don't want to see
slogan.
your 5-year-old, but I want to see your old ass pug.
I got really drunk at Bobcat Teddy's and I hugged a pug once.
Aw.
And then I posted it on Instagram and people were like, dogs don't like to be hugged. I was like,
Pug you.
yeah, right.
I had a dog growing
I don't give a
up.
pug.
Man,
That's better. I like that. Yeah.
I had a dog growing up.
Okay.
His name was Moose. He was 140 pounds. He was a big ass dog. He would come up and beg to be hugged. So I don't believe that not all
Yeah,
dogs
I'm not
like to be
buying it.
hugged.
I'm
No,
not buying it.
no. He loved a warm hug, a warm embrace.
Yeah.
He just
Some
wanted to be
dogs.
buried and
Some
held.
dogs learn to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring a dog at my performance, it's going to get hugged and petted.
Yeah.
I like instantly. I'm such a dog person. I see a dog, I'm like, I want to pet you, dog.
Every dog.
Every dog.
It's like me and my wife. I'd just be like,
There's a dog.
there's a dog over there.
Hey, look.
Think they'll-
Yeah, I do the same
think
shit.
they'll let us pet it.
I actually I'm up in spring because I was dog sitting for my parents.
Cool
That's it.
story.
That's it. That's the whole story.
Well, you just moved to Houston, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You're in the Heights, aren't you?
Pretty close. I'm Mangum 34th,
Okay.
so I won't say the apartment complex because of all the numerous viewers who are gonna come stalk me now. But
Dude, you could say the apartment complex, and it would take them like 3 weeks to comb the complex to figure out where you're at.
yeah, but I actually don't remember what the complex is called.
It's King Woods.
Oh, Kingwoods. So
Yeah.
I live in Kingwoods.
Oh, okay.
So I like right over there, right off 610 and 290.
So why don't we hang out, man?
So dope. Well, we will. We will.
I was just messing with you.
We are right now. What are you complaining about?
No, yeah. You had to an hour away from
Yeah,
our
yeah.
home.
Where we both live. Shit.
Yeah, Brad used to live like, what,
3 minutes.
3 minutes down the street, and they moved away. I'm like, oh, Brad, you're making it so hard.
Dude, we got to drag you out to one of the open mics, man.
Yeah.
Y'all need to
Yeah.
play together at one of them.
We have a song that we are. 2 years ago, we were preparing for open mics.
It was okay. We were gonna do it, and then the pandemic hit. So this was a year ago.
Oh.
We were gonna do it. We had a date lined up. We're like, we were gonna do a cover of "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You."
I think it was at
Okay.
1886. I think that's what. Were you?
No. It
Were you
was.
there before the pandemic?
No,
so
no, it
okay,
wasn't.
so
It
what
It
was that?
was. It was at my work.
Oh
the
yeah,
vice
Could've been
president of
Darwin.
It was-
engineering,
Darwin.
it was a place in Kingwood that I know.
Yeah, it
of.
was.
It was
Not
small.
one of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
and we were gonna go do it, and then the pandemic came through. And it's like, nah, no more live stuff for a while.
Well,
sorry,
to be fair, I did check it out, and I did not play that night. So
that's true.
That's it's. I get a lot of people that come to my open mics, and I don't ask for information on other people's open mics. Like, I encourage, like, do an open mic.
yeah,
There needs to be more places for people to play, get together, share music, congregate. That's kind of like the whole purpose
right,
of. Well, it's now the purpose of my open mics. Before it was money. Now,
right.
now it's like I love seeing people like come together. Like, I've seen bands form from
Mhm.
like just because
That's really cool.
Just interacting with each other, and I went to that show last night at Red Dwarf,
Right.
and 5 of my regulars were there. I went there to support my regulars that come to my open
Yeah.
mics.
They were like-
Gamma Waves, so they were
Okay.
performing. They were performing, so I went there to support them, and then I show up, and there's like 5 other regulars there,
That's really cool.
and they didn't meet until the
Right
open
there.
mic, and just to see them, and they're all sitting together
Right.
too.
That local music scene is always very close knit, which is
And-
like a very cool thing to see, and it's a very cool community to get involved with.
And just as an example of how small and tight knit and amazing that is, the artist we featured last week was at that show.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even know he was going to be headlining it.
It's crazy.
So I went to support somebody else, and then I walk up, and he's like, "Jay Bee Zay." I'm like, "What's up, man? What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm performing." I'm like, "Small world." And then he brought y'all up, and
He's
I'm
like, you came to my show.
and he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna see these boys tomorrow. I'm gonna be on the live stream
Yeah.
tomorrow." And he was like, "Yeah, we were talking about you last week," and I was like, "Cool, man.
That's some
thanks."
small world shit.
Dude, yeah, like, and I was telling you, like, ever since I started doing the open mics and they started getting bigger and bigger, like, my involvement in the Houston music scene has gotten like stronger,
Right.
and like I want to, like, I just have that like will to help.
Yeah.
Like, I really want it to thrive, and when I started doing music, I feel like that was lacking. It was like a competition.
Yes, that's how Houston feels.
And a lot of musicians were like, if you played a good set or you did really well, they would be envious and they would talk shit, and like either to your face or behind. Yeah, and it's like, dude, why can't you just be happy?
Why can't we be
For
friends?
yeah,
But when you come off stage, you'll be like, yo, dude, that was so great. I loved your set. And they were probably talking and drinking the whole time.
Yeah.
And if they didn't like it, they're still going to tell you good job and
Yeah.
then talk shit.
yeah,
behind it.
exactly.
I mean,
And
I've experienced that many times
Yeah,
when,
yeah,
when
yeah.
Brad and I played.
there's like
with Zero
no
Detail.
camaraderie, and
Yeah.
And instead of like, talking shit behind, other musicians'
It's
back.
We're not like opposing car dealerships, like we're kind of on the same team.
Exactly.
It's not like just because they bought your song, they can't also buy mine. It's, 99 cents or, 10 streams each, like
I think it's just
we're
so
the same team.
I think it's just a weird way to feel good about yourself is to talk shit about other people, Just if you just think about like everything that goes into that, it just seems strange,
And like I get people that come to the open mics that I feel so much better than me. And I'm just like watching, I'm like,
Yeah.
how can I help you
Yeah.
take that and go further? Like you need to be doing better than me. Like why am I doing better than you? Like you need to be doing better than me. And it's like just seeing that and I try and like I have so many resources at my disposal and I don't even like take a cut of that. It's like, oh, you need somebody to record with?
Fuck yeah.
These are 5 people that I recorded with and I love them. Go talk to them.
Yeah.
Or like if I get double booked or if somebody's like, I had like 3 messages the other day of, they wanted to book me. I was like, well, I'm already booked, but I have these 5 people that I think would be great for your establishment.
Right.
Here are their phone numbers. Just send them a text. And
yeah. And I think the other side would be like, well, I can't recommend someone because I'm losing that business now. Right.
yeah.
And that's just shitty.
Yeah.
Right?
They want to keep it all for themselves,
Yeah.
but it's like, dude, there's so much work that can go around.
Yeah. And it's badass that you're like helping the music community in Houston.
And I try to instill that
doing
in,
you,
like,
you know?
So, and I work with a lot of like really young musicians because, open mic is kind of like your beginning steps into performing. So I'm meeting a lot of like new artists that are just trying to get on the scene. So I'm trying to instill that like mindset and, I want them like I have this girl, Juliet. She is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed up with a ukulele that doesn't plug in. And I was like, I have a ukulele that plugs in. And I told her, I was like,
sound better.
It's like miking a ukulele sucks.
It sounds like it.
Miking acoustic instruments in general is always a tough task, like getting it the right place and then trying to give it enough gain that it's not feeding back but loud enough people can hear it. It's always a tough task. Period.
And I just told her, message me when you know you're going to come to the open mic. I'll bring my ukulele and you can use it.
That's beautiful.
And I was talking to her about that. And so Avant Garden was the first open mic I ever went to. And
Me too.
Mike Perkins was running it.
Okay.
And I had this just shitty like Fender acoustic guitar. And I didn't always want to play it. I don't think it actually plugged in. And then Mike Perkins had this like beautiful like vintage like Gibson. And he was like, yeah, you can play it. I'm like, really? You want me to play this like $5,000 guitar?
Yeah.
Like I'm just starting out and you're just like, yeah, I play it. I never forgot that.
Yeah.
You don't.
Like, that was like 20 years ago.
I will say, I wouldn't do
It was
that.
over 10 years ago, and I've never forgotten that. And now Mike comes to my open mics, and I talk about that, and I was like, dude, you really like inspired me to be a lot like you because you were so kind, and you weren't like snooty because I was like a newcomer onto the music scene, and I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be that guy.
Just open and to share and
Because
no problem, man. Cool.
I get it. I get it.
I love that.
It's an open mic, and people don't think highly of open mics. I didn't think highly of open mics, but I want like people like further on down the line, 10, 15 years later, when they think back, like when they were starting out doing music, and I want them to have like very like positive thoughts about.
We talking about legends right now. Hell yeah.
But you get what I'm saying.
I do,
man.
and I
It's
support
like,
it. I fucking love it.
And I want that to like pass on to other like young musicians. I want them to treat other musicians that way.
What you're really talking about. You're talking about building a culture or changing a culture, which is fucking amazing. I love that.
It's got to start somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like instead of sitting here and complaining about it like over, because I used to complain about the music scene
Yeah.
all the time.
It's
I was
easy to
that
complain.
guy. I was like, dude, the Houston music scene sucks.
It's easy. That's easy. That's how it feels, and you say it. That's easy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Until you like actually start making steps to like,
Right. Change.
changing it. It's always going to be that way.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that was my rant.
That was cool. I like that.
You can keep ranting.
I like that rabbit hole.
I'm very passionate about it, and
That's
I'm very
good.
passionate about the Houston music scene. Like I've really dove into it, and I love it. Like I'm really happy with like how things are going now because
Yeah.
it's way different than how it was when I started doing it.
Yeah.
And that's really cool to hear and really cool to see. So my experience with open mics have not been in a big city at all.
Yeah.
My experience with open mics was at Texas A&M of all places,
Oh, fun.
where nobody there understands live music in general. You tell someone, "Hey, I'm driving to Austin for the night to go see like this really cool band," and they're like, "The fuck are you driving to go see music for? You just play it on your radio." And I was like,
Aye.
"What?" No, so I used to run live sound, and I didn't host or run the live like the coffee house is what we called it, but it was an open mic. They called it a coffee house.
Yeah.
And but just going to that was totally different than the kind of the Houston that you were describing, because there it was pretty like supportive.
Yeah.
The same people would kind of show up. The same people would be like, "Yeah, dude, great job." Like they would sit and they would pay attention to the whole thing. And it's just really cool. And it seems like it's a little bit different from that small town scene because one, not only the people that were there didn't normally care. We actually had to find people to come. We had to specifically ask people.
Yeah,
like we would have to search people out who we saw like playing guitar, like just walking to class or something. And we were like, "Hey,
play
man, we got
guitar?
an open house.
Yeah,
come on. And then I don't know. It's just I don't even know where I was going with that story,
Yeah.
but that's my experience.
Well, yeah, I mean, and when I first started doing open mics and like the whole promotion process was awful. Like it was like it I don't know. People talk to me now and they're like, "Man, your open mics are doing so great." And I was like, the first 5 years were not like that. It was a struggle getting people to show up. And then trying to keep the bar owners and the GMs happy so they don't fire me. I was like, no. I can do this. I promise. I can get people next week.
Yeah.
Or making excuses. It was like, there's a Astros game going on right now. That's why
I can't
nobody's here.
compete.
Yeah.
World Series.
Yeah. Like, that's why nobody's here.
I definitely feel that. I have two bosses too. I'm a teacher part-time. So.
Okay.
So like 3 days a week, I'll teach. Now guitar. Before the pandemic, saxophone. So I definitely have like the student. If they're not happy, they're quitting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The parent,
Yeah.
if they're not happy, they're quitting. And then before the pandemic, I was teaching 4 high schools, their students. So I had the student, the parent, and the band director. So I had 3. That's really 3 bosses if you think about it. Yeah. And you're talking about like the same thing, right? You're talking about
it is, yeah.
So fuck that. but that doesn't mean I don't love music. I would love to, if you're cool with it, Taylor, I would love to show my students' song to you guys.
Oh,
Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Why not?
Um,
I can look it up and we can show.
It's on
I
YouTube.
want to hear it.
Yeah, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Like,
You sound like Jack Black.
the changes.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
fucking teamwork.
hell yeah, hell yeah. dog.
KG out of the side hatch.
Oh
what
my
what
God.
am I looking up?
So we're YouTube, right? And her name is Emma EMMA Conry CONREY. I think.
Why is this the first search?
Is that what?
That pop. You know what?
She's in a high school?
You may Googled it on the Spruce Miles account. That makes sense.
Oh, that's probably what happened. Yeah.
all right. On the profile.
Yeah.
Is it
So she.
How old is
Hopeless
she?
Romantic.
She's 14. This is her first fucking song. Wait. Let's give us some backstory. All right.
Okay.
So this girl.
Oh, it's a live performance.
she came-
It is. This is a cell phone recording.
She didn't know any guitar at all. So this is her first song, and it's pretty simple as far as guitar goes, but the songwriting is crazy.
Okay.
And she is a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And this is actually a talent show that she auditioned for, and she got to perform because she past that cut, right?
Dude,
so
that's awesome.
you auditioned
Okay.
to be able to play this
Yeah.
show, and she was able to play it.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one of Brad's students, and we're gonna show one of the songs that she's written. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna switch here.
Hi, I'm Emma Connery, and today I'm singing an original song called Hopeless Romantic. All those dark moments in your passenger seat, when I convinced myself you cared about me. Try to fight it, but you're always on my mind. Took me to dinner, got a table for two, but all I wanted was to talk to you. Had a fake conversation just to pass the time. But I'm a hopeless romantic, and I didn't see the warning signs. All those red flags you waving didn't seem to cross my mind. So be my natural disaster, baby, be my hurricane. Let loose a tornado in the middle of my brain. I'm sitting lonely in a crowded room. You're across it and I'm staring at you. Try to talk, but you just said some other time. Miss the nights where it's the two of us. You made me think I could believe in love. Sweep up thoughts and feelings I knew I should hide. But I'm a hopeless romantic, and I didn't see the warning signs. All those red flags you're waving didn't seem to cross my mind. So be my natural disaster, baby, be my hurricane. Let loose a tornado in the middle of my brain. If you were mine like I was yours, maybe this would take a different course. I don't regret the time we had. I just wish I'd known it wouldn't last. Thank you.
Song.
You got to
Oh,
yeah.
again, Sailor.
Hey, got me again.
Got him.
Yeah, that was pretty darn
That
good.
was really good.
Aaron, you probably have no idea that you're on a podcast or a 5-part
Emma.
mini series. Emma, what did I say?
Aaron?
I'm sorry. Emma, Brad's student. You did fantastic for your first time.
That was amazing.
For a first
That was really
songwriting,
No, she's
Awesome.
not. She's not going to be watching this. Like, she's
No.
not allowed to watch it.
good.
Like,
Yeah, we're like
That can't
drinking
be
and
good. Yeah.
cursing and
for sure.
but enjoy the shout out to the 3 people who are watching right now.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, the cool part about where I work, the talent house, big shout out to Trey, by the way. And also, he probably doesn't want that shout out because we were drinking and cursing in the video. But
Hey, parents can watch.
that's true. That's true. And we don't do that in lessons. We don't act like this in lessons, okay? But
Brad is a very, very good professional, by the way, so you don't have to worry.
a good sober professional.
yeah,
Yes.
for sure, for sure. I do all my drinking the night before. Just kidding. That's a joke. Okay. But the really cool part about the talent house is that Trey like loves working with the kids, and we really do have some super talented kids like that.
Yeah.
And he is like, he has House of Blues and like live sound experience, a lot
Really?
of live sound.
Okay.
And he does Ableton, so
Nice.
he will take a student like that, record their song, and produce
That's
it
great.
for them for fucking free.
I wish, man, that's awesome.
Right?
Oh,
it
and-
reminds me a lot of
Dude,
you.
and it fast tracks people. Like I had to do everything basically by myself.
Right.
My family did not want me to be a full-time musician. They did not want me to. I grew up very like Southern Baptist. They wanted me to go to college,
Yeah.
get a degree, get a job,
For sure.
get married, start having babies.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So like I always fought that like
Me too.
so my parents did not like that at all. But yeah, if I know if I had like help when I was younger or when I started playing guitar and singing,
Yeah.
like I could have been so much further
Right.
than I am right now instead of just doing it by myself.
Right.
So that's another reason. Like, so kudos to you.
That shit's cool because like same with you. Like I didn't get any practical. Like I was just like you. I did not play or perform guitar or sing for anyone until I was 24.
Really?
Yeah, like late. I mean, I think you were earlier than that, but you were talking about being like you don't go to open mics. You didn't like play for people or something.
Well, I didn't start playing guitar until I was 21.
There you go.
So yeah, it was around 24. Well, I started performing with a band just as like a lead singer when I was 20.
Okay.
And then they kicked me out of the band because they said I couldn't sing, which at the time
That feels good.
Yeah, but instead of
Jesus.
taking that and just like
Internalizing and saying,
and
"Oh, I
just
can't
saying
sing
fuck
ever again."
this, like I guess I'm not a singer. I was like, no, I am a singer.
I can do this.
That's awesome.
I had that delusional like thought in my head, but I
Hey,
worked
man,
on it. But I really worked on it.
That's
I took-
actually a vocalist thing. So
yeah.
no, that's really cool. Like I would be the.
But I took voice lessons after that, and like actually got some like proper training, and then I started playing guitar at 21, and yeah, and then I probably around 24 was when I started performing at Avant,
Damn. Yeah, that's
and my songs didn't sound that good.
yeah. So the other cool part is it like when did you get studio experience? Because being in the studio is a different game. That's almost a performance.
Probably like 27, 28
Yeah.
was when I went into the studio the first time.
Right. And so these kids that like have that
yeah.
talent already, they get to like understand a little bit of how the recording process works. I think that's awesome of Trey.
Yeah, because the music business is very complicated, very cutthroat, and expensive. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can get ripped off very easily, very quickly.
It's like taking
That's
your car
right.
to the shop.
Yeah.
And that is actually why we're doing this amazing fundraiser for, first of all, mental health awareness and the charity NAMI, but also ourselves, so that we can use like some of the funds to promote our music so that we can help people that way. Because I know
Right.
that was a big thing for me growing up, is like listening to songs and helping you feel better, digging it out of holes that way.
And actually, that brings up an interesting point. I need to hit up John and see if he can bring someone on when he's on at the end of the month. There's a new music therapy. Like it's still kind of like in study, but essentially it's helping people through therapy musically. And John was telling me all of the stuff. Like he's got a couple friends that do it, and it's still a pretty new field. So there's not like a whole bunch of people that know about it.
I know a couple people that do that.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my old regulars, Mariana Sokol, she used to do music therapy. She lives out in California right now, but she moved out. I think she lives in San Diego.
I miss San Diego.
So I think she lives out there, and she's doing music therapy out there. But yeah, that's her full-time gig.
Yeah, that's
And
It's pretty
awesome.
incredible. Like even just watching YouTube videos, like Alzheimer patients listening to old music. Like, I mean, that's music therapy, but pretty simple. And it's just amazing watching that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else they do. But
Yeah, I would like to see it like in like real life.
me
like,
too.
But she told me stories about like just like heavily handicapped like people don't really they don't respond to like social
Right.
interactions, but when you're like playing music, they just kind of like light up.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like I mean, what music's done for me, like for my mental health,
Yeah.
I can only imagine like how it helps like people with like really serious like disabilities,
I love that you earlier told us that you had a suicide attempt, and now you're talking about other people with really serious, as if yours wasn't serious.
I
I think that's just really interesting and kind of beautiful in its own way. I just wanted to just say something about it.
I don't know. I've become very compassionate over the years. I used to be a real dick in my early 20s and stuff. But like, you know, going through that myself and then experiencing, I think a lot changed when I made that music video.
Right.
And seeing so many people like message me like that I didn't know, and like people were sharing it, like, and it was just like, hey, I need some extras for my music video. This is what the music video is about. Just hit me up. And I had like an onslaught of just like messages, like saying that they want to be a part of it, but they're scared to be a part of it. And just like happy that I'm actually doing this. And then the people that showed up, like, you could clearly see like some of them were like very uncomfortable
Yeah.
being there because they knew what it was for. But seeing like that it wasn't just extras, it was actual people that went through that, they opened up, and you can see it in the video, like they're all very close and like they're talking and laughing and all this stuff, and it's cool that they didn't know what they're walking into. They didn't know anybody that was going to be there. They showed up by themselves.
Right.
And
That's awkward. That's awkward and scary.
Yeah. And then to leave with friends. And like we had a group chat for a while, and we had a couple like gatherings too after that, like where we would all get together and have lunch and just have drinks and talk and stuff. So yeah. I became very compassionate for people, more than myself, and then the open mics too, man. Like seeing like such young talent like come through, and it's like, man, what the fuck was I doing at that age?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I had the help, like I said earlier, I could have been so much further than I am right now. And I don't think anybody needs to go at it alone.
Right.
So.
Yep.
There's always help if you recognize you need it.
Yeah.
Not everyone has a huge support structure or support system built in, like others do. But even those people who do have the support system built in, sometimes they find it very hard to ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing ever wrong with asking for help, realizing that you do.
Yeah.
It takes people a long time to get to that point, and that's kind of what we're hoping to do with our music project. Is one, give the resources, the money that we raise to the charities that are actively helping people on a day-to-day basis, and two, kind of talking about this stuff more openly.
Yeah, I think it was super cool that you're able to do that.
Yeah.
So openly, without any faults whatsoever.
Well, I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that easy to do until like I wrote that song.
Right.
And then like making the video, and then people didn't know that about me. I didn't say anything about my experience with it.
Right.
A lot of them just thought I just wrote a song. But I was like, I think that's when they felt more comfortable, when they were like, oh, he's not just writing a song about it. This is like a personal experience. He's one of us kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Can I play you another song?
Absolutely.
Can we cue up Rogues Among Us? No cause for concern.
Always.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play
song.
it live in here, like you were gonna do earlier. I'm gonna do that.
Next week he's playing this live.
So this is
show.
This is a different version. This is with Rogues, so it was with a different vocalist and all that shit.
Is that done or?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Rogues is toast. But the song is quality, and it's more about like the thoughts before, because I never actually had an attempt, but I definitely thought about it a lot. I was seeing a therapist for a while, and that fizzled out because I talked to her about a plan, and I told her it wasn't like an actual plan.
Yeah.
But she was a kind of a young therapist, and honestly, she was really nice. So I'm not trying to talk shit about her.
Yeah.
But I think that that like freaked her out because I said the word plan, and they have to react to that.
Yeah.
And so I was just trying to tell her like, this thought keeps crossing my mind, and I don't understand why, and just trying to talk it out,
Yeah.
And so anyway, this kind of came from the thought beforehand, and then like never actually taking action, just having the thought kind of in the back of my mind for
Yeah,
a long time.
Yeah.
This is
A long time. But
one of the most beautiful, haunting songs I've ever heard. I remember when this track came out, I left work to go listen to the songs, and I listened to this on repeat for like 45 minutes on my lunch break, just going around the block
Really?
in loops. I was like, fuck.
All right, man. It better not
So-
suck.
that's
No,
you know,
I'm joking.
it's if it does suck, it's Rogues Among Us' fault.
I tried hard to achieve things didn't quite pan out. So hard to believe I'll never land where I said I'm not thinking about suicide. Still value every breath I take and all the friends still by my side. I'm just waiting on some good time and thinking about the past, wishing I could change all the wrong to right. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm still waiting on some kind of light. Sometimes I just can't conceive. This life feels like it's on repeat, and I'm stuck to see, flipping through commercials on TV. I'm addicted to this kind of life. Liquor in my cup, guitar, and giving up on all my dreams. I might be thinking about suicide. There's no cause for concern because the rope and knife are out of reach. Count the hours till the sunrise. I'm still waiting on some kind of light. All we have in life is a few dreams and a little time. Not too soon to try. I wish I started sooner on mine. I'm fantasizing about suicide and the freedom in my brain, but it's another way to waste my time. 'Cause I'm addicted to this state of mind. I'm climbing up the walls, disintegrating with the passing time. But thinking about it, but I'll find a way to stick it out somehow. Not thinking about suicide. Still value every breath I take and all the rest still by my side. I'm just waiting on some good time. Thinking about the past, wish I could change all the wrongs to right. But I'm addicted to this kind of life. Liquor in my cup, guitar, and giving up on all my dreams. I might be thinking about suicide, but there's no cause for concern because the rope and knife are out of reach. I'm fantasizing about suicide and the freedom in my brain, but it's another way to waste my time. 'Cause I
All right, we are back, and I remembered to unmute the mic
What?
so they can hear us.
What is happening? It must be
I
time
know.
to sign off.
Yes, it is. That
So that's the end of our live stream.
the end of it, I remembered to do what I was supposed to do.
It took the whole 2 hours.
Hey, learning curve, dog.
Learning curve.
It's a fucking.
So it's only the second time.
Hey, man. That's what she said.
Oh shit.
If you like that song, that's Rogues Among Us. That's a Bradley For You original.
Yeah, I
from
wasn't
his
trying to
band.
show that song off. I was just trying to show Jay Bee Zay though. So
Yeah. It's a fantastic song. He's going to do it live here next week, 7 p.m. Sunday. Every Sunday here in May. So we got
get
3
your
weeks
fucking
left.
friends on here. We're having
Please.
a blast.
Please have him
Have
come
fun.
back.
Yeah.
If you guys
I
chat
can't
with
wait
us
to
on
come back.
Oh yeah.
You better feature me again.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Well, when I'm not like so hoarse
Raspy?
and I can
Yeah.
actually like
You-
perform and sing.
If you see behind us, I got a stage kind of set up for him.
Move out the way. Show them.
But okay.
Show them two people. Look at that chair.
Look at
What
that
a
chair.
nice
Look at
chair.
that chair.
And some
Look
stuff.
at that chair.
Yeah, look at that chair. Look at that chair. Look at that chair. But unfortunately, he was unable to perform. He's got a little.
Yeah.
He killed his voice last night, so I
Yeah.
understand.
Well,
Life
it's,
of a
it's,
musician.
it has a lot to do with allergies and the pollen. Like,
These trees just like.
Dude, I'm so sick of breathing tree sperm.
I know, it's the worst.
what somebody told me is because of the freeze why the pollen count is so high, because
That makes sense.
they need to plants need to
They
survive.
gotta release.
So they release even more
Yeah.
when they're dying,
I need to live.
right? I need to spread my
I need
seed.
I
kids.
just want to have kids.
So many, all of the kids.
All right, Brad.
Well, that's the end of our live stream. So thank you so
Good
much
edit
for
there.
joining.
we finished.
Yep, you're right. We're gonna end right here. So thanks so much for tuning in. We will be here next week. 2 big shout outs before we're done. Aaron Mayo and Robert Nesby for donating last week.
Fuck yeah.
I know you two have been watching and keeping up. Thank you so much. Tell your friends. We will be here next week. See you then.